your best friend. That was your wife. That was your child. It don't matter. They ain't gonna be able to comfort you.
Can I say something now? And what he was explaining before the woman came up, you know, all of these other nations sends their goods here to America to sell. Right. Do you think that they're going to continue to do that once they're beefing and fighting a war against America? No. So if America relies on 80% import or 90% import, however the true percentage is, you know, then that means that there's going to be a famine in this place because all of these other nations ain't going to send their goods here. So it ain't going to be no being able to go to the grocery store. It ain't going to be no being able to go to the corner store, the liquor store, not being able to go to these restaurants. That depends on their goods being shipped from other places to America. You know, so yeah, women are going to, she think that she's not starving now. You know, she was skinny, she was frail. And she's gonna be looking like those kids on Feed the Children, the Feed the Children commercial, man. You know, with that stomach swelling. This is back in 2nd Ezra. It says, "There shall be no man left to till the earth and sow it. The trees shall give fruit, and who shall gather them?"
So no land. It's not gonna be a farmer out there ready to till the land and cultivate his farmland so that you can get all the fruit and bring it to the market. It's just gonna overgrow, thicken, and everything. Fruit gonna fall down. It's gonna be rot. It's gonna wither because there's nobody gonna be able to tend to it because things are gonna get wild out here, man.
And you know how when you watch those movies and they show you the buildings in the city being abandoned, and then trees grow up on it. You know, that's how it's gonna be.
It don't take a second. Let nobody walk around here for about 2-3 weeks.
Cut the grass.
It's gonna be grass growing through here.
From the concrete.
I see the waterfall at my job. They didn't clean it for about 2 weeks. A waterfall just coming down, and they didn't clean it. The maintenance people didn't clean it. It was seaweed, long as this growing in it. It's just regular a waterfall inside of a building. Where did that come from? Go ahead.
The grapes shall ripen, and who shall tread them? For all places shall be desolate of men.
Nobody's gonna be around. It's gonna be desolate of men. The fruit it's gonna be ripening. Nobody will be able to pick it off the tree. And it says it's gonna be desolate of men. You're not gonna have, in that time, you're not gonna be seeing 2 people on this Woodward. You're not gonna see a car gonna be car's probably gonna be stuck still, standing still. And you're gonna look to see if another person around, and you probably don't see it because they hide it. They might be on top of the roof,
dead.
or dead. You know, it's gonna be, that's what we're talking about. That's gonna be part of the martial law.
Yeah, because people ain't just gonna disappear. You know, they ain't just gonna say that I'm pull a Houdini and vanish away. You know, and they disappear and transport over, you know, somewhere else like nightclubs. Not nightclubs.
It's like Nightcrawler.
Nightcrawler. You know, people gonna get killed, man. And you see, there was a video that was just on YouTube, and it was about a cop. The cop was like, "No, you don't have to be afraid. We don't kill white people. We only kill black people."
Yeah, I saw that.
You know, so and they have agendas on the books, man. They have different agendas on the books, executive orders to come after the Negroes, Latinos, and the Native Americans when all shit pops off, man. You know, to kill y'all, man. And it ain't gonna be just Negroes and Latinos and Native Americans being killed either. You know, it's gonna be white people being killed, Chinese people being killed. It's gonna be everybody. And because the scripture says that every man's hand shall be against his neighbor. Reading on, it says, "So that one man shall desire to see another,
this is what we talk
and
about.
to hear his voice."
Hold on. The one man should desire another and to hear his voice. So what we just said, you might not see the 2 people on the block. Because there might be people hiding, and there's going to be another man who might desire to hear somebody's voice because he's been walking by himself for a while. Like the book of Eli or whatever. But he's walking and nobody's to be seen. So he's desiring to hear another man's voice, to talk to somebody. Because he's basically been talking to his damn self for a minute. You know, seeing the chaos, probably got away for a minute. But the scripture still said the sword is still going to hit him, and that sword is what you call ICBM missiles, intercontinentalistic missiles. That's the sword that the prophets used to see. They didn't know what to call it. They didn't know what a missile was. It looked like a sword to them flying. So that's what they call it. That's what they call it. Go ahead.
For of the city there shall be 10 left, and 2 of the fields which shall hide themselves in the thick groves and in the clefts of the rock.
They just said it. 10 people in the city, So a small little city, maybe like Highland Park, 10 people in that whole city, or 10 people in the city, city or meters and feet, 100,000 feet in Detroit. 10 people, you know, so people gonna be hiding, man. Yeah. That's gonna be that day, and she's gonna wish she never talked to the men of the Lord like that. Yeah, we're not out here doing this work just because we want to entertain and cuss out every nation that walk by. But we got to deliver a message to everybody that we're going to be the rulers of this world and what's going to happen. And it's really for our people. We don't care what they do, but we try to just get the elect. What the Bible, who the Lord is looking for. Only the Lord is looking for the elect. He's not looking for everybody because you was good this year. You had other incarnations in your life that you did bullshit. You did some stuff in your past life. Yes, it is reincarnation in the Bible. Yeah, yes it is. You've been here and you came back into another body. And you came back again. The scriptures tell you it is. He tell you about in the 17th chapter of Matthew, he called John the Baptist, he was Elisha. Right, so that tells you you've been in the body before. They don't just, not the prophets, everybody comes back constantly to serve their judgment. So the Lord had to come back. He wasn't just one entity. He was a man before that, but he came back as perfect when he came back on this earth. He was perfect. Go ahead, bro.
It's Isaiah 32:2. And a man shall be as an hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as a river of water in a dry place, as a shadow of a great rock in a weary land. You know, because America is about to be hit with all of these different things that's about to come upon it. And guess what? Women are going to be coming to the men of the Lord, you know, to be able to live and survive in that day. You know, hey, the scripture says that my servants shall eat. You know, those that fear the Lord, the ones that fear the Most High in heaven, you know, and put trust in His Son, are going to have a protection in that day. And the scripture says that the angels of the Lord encamp around those that fear Him. Right. You know, so the men of the Lord are going to be all right in that day. Right. They're gonna eat. They're going to drink. They're going to be in safety. You know, the scripture says that we shall laugh at their calamity, man. Right. Because when we trusted in the Most High and through His Son, and you mocked us because of that. You know, when we were out here preaching the word of truth, and you thought that we were a joke. So guess what? When the things that we said come upon you, we gonna laugh at you in that day, man. Right. When we see you people being decapitated, dismembered, man. When we see other people eating you alive, when we see you getting your head blown off, you know, because you didn't trust in Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You didn't make the Lord your refuge, man. The Lord wasn't your strong tower. You didn't you didn't run it to Him for safety, for shelter. You know, you didn't trust in Him to feed you. You know, you didn't fear Him. But you thought that He was a joke, and you thought that His men were a joke. You know, you misused the prophets. You know, spitting at us. You know, pulling out weapons on us, killing us. There was a brother in Trinidad that got killed for preaching the word of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. He died doing the work, trusting in the name of the Lord, man. You people hate us, man. So guess what? We're going to laugh at you, man, when the Lord brings your devastation upon you.
We got to bring this out, what you just said.
Isaiah 4:1. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man.
We just told you what's going to happen, man. The Bible just told you in that day. Specific day, which is this day, it's going to be several, not just seven women should take hold of one man. 7. So you're going to have a plethora of women, but that's why it says a woman, a man should be a hiding place from the wind for all this calamity that's to come. A man going to be the one trying to kill and defend the women that he has. That's why it says 7 women should take hold of one man. Big Dino probably going to be scared. You know? Yeah, see?
And we ain't gonna be scared, nope, because we're gonna have spiritual powers, man. Hey, the scripture shows you about spiritual powers when you read the New Testament, man. And then when you read the Old Testament about the prophets, they had spiritual powers. You know, the Lord was dealing with them on some kind of level to where they can heal water, you know, with wood, or they can heal people. You know, the men of the Lord are gonna have those kind of powers again.
Yep, spiritual. Have you ever seen the movie, the TV show called Revolution? Anybody say that?
Channel 4?
It used to go Channel 4. It became a little bit more spiritual, didn't it? Right. Little things started happening. They try to call it nanos, but in a real reason, they know what's about to happen. See, while we standing out here, this is fear of the Lord. This is fear. not going into the pulpit to receive anything. We're not asking you for your a slug. We're not, because this the money that we have. You said you got to come. We're trying to give. We're trying to give the money. You said you got to come here and buy. You got to come here and buy, man. And that's why you stand out here. You buy this.
By paying attention.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. By paying attention. Beautiful, bro. Go ahead, bro.
This is 2nd Ezra 16 and 31. Even so, in those days, there shall be 3 or 4 left by them that search their houses with the sword. And the earth shall be laid waste, and the fields thereof shall wax old, and her ways and all her paths shall grow full of thorns, because no man shall travel thereof. You know, that's like, you know, like the brother was explaining. You can go through some streets on the east side of Detroit, and there's no houses on it. You know, people haven't lived on those blocks for 10 years, man. And you see the trees, you see the growing up out of the street. You know, you see old abandoned houses, you know, with trees growing up inside of them. You know, because nobody has lived in there. You know, so the same thing is gonna happen to this place. You know, like a good movie that shows you that is not the last Planet of the Apes that came out, but the one before that, when they went into the neighborhood in the old house that the Caesar used to live in. You know, it was all run down. There was trees growing everywhere. Ain't gonna be nobody to do maintenance on the streets. Like when you see trucks come up and down the street sweeping up trash. Right. You know, it ain't gonna be no concrete roads looking like this. You know, it's all gonna look abandoned. It says, and the earth shall be laid waste, and the fields thereof shall wax old, and her ways and all her paths shall grow full of thorns, because no man shall travel therethrough. The virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn, having no husbands. Wow. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers.
Right. So the scriptures tell you there's not going to be nobody here to protect these women. They're going to be basically on their own. That's why they're going to be several women trying to cleave to one dude. That ugly dude that they didn't like before. That ugly dude look like he looked like he's like King Kong coming through. But man, they didn't like him. They're gonna be right under him. He's gonna be right under him, and he gonna have kids in him. You know what I mean? He gonna be putting babies in him. Go ahead, bro.
Women don't judge men based upon things that they used to judge them on. You know, back in the ancient days, like you would go with a man because of the knowledge that he had. You know, because of his they go with a man based upon his reputation now. You know, they might say, okay, well, you look handsome, so I want him. Right. A lot of times back in the ancient time, a woman couldn't even pick her husband. Her father would pick the husband for him. So it didn't matter what the guy looked like. You know, so you were stuck with him. And a lot of women back then were happy, you know, just to perform the duties of a wife. Right. Just to have a household, just to bear children.
What's the one thing a woman wants? A provider.
A provider.
A provider. They always want a man that can provide.
Oh, so, but these women are different. That's the reason why the scriptures say that the Lord said, I will create a new thing in the earth, that a woman shall compass a man. Now women saying in this society, oh, I don't need a man. You know, I'm independent. I can do it on my own. Well, let's see your independence and ass in that day. There was a video on CNN of this fat ass nigga bitch, you know, crying, asking for somebody to come and help and save her, man, because she was stuck because of those flood waters. I bet you she was hoping she didn't cuss out her baby daddy in that thing, man. You know? Hey, these women are going to regret the fact that they treated men like that, especially the women of our nation. Because the women of our nation can be our biggest enemies sometimes, man. They can be our enemies more than the devil.
Right.
No?
You know, one thing about that woman, just like Lot's wife did, she didn't fear. We got Bibles. We're not coming out of here with no Quran or anything other than
she didn't fear the Lord.
She didn't even fear the Lord. She came by. We telling you what you are and what's the message, the gospel, which means the good news. We're telling you that, and I'm telling you what America's about to be collapsed. She didn't hear. She couldn't even hear me. She just heard. She just knows she heard us before, and that's what she came off of. So she said. So which her in her spirit said that devil came back up out of her spirit, like all the so-called black women. They come up out of their spirit, then that mouth opened up.
God, because she trusts in her prosperity. She trusts in her gifts that her master gave her. You know, that the so-called white man gave her. Like in the movie, what was that? The movie 12 Years a Slave, I believe, where you had the so-called black woman that was screwing the white man, and she was sitting down drinking tea, told him come sit down and eat, you know, and she was acting like she was white, you know, acting all proper. That's how a lot of the so-called Negro women are in this society, man. And they rule over the so-called Negro men that way. You know, Latino and Hispanic and Native Americans. You know, because we're all the same. But the so-called white man and the so-called black woman are going to receive their judgment from the Lord.
Yeah, the black woman is so-called white man's pit bull. She's his attack dog.
Hey, this is verse 34. It says, in the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. You know, because America is about to implement a draft. You know, their army is already stretched too thin. Like I quoted earlier, then every single nation, every single country, they stretch around the planet. And then on top of that, they getting hit with natural disasters that they got to combat too from the Lord. So their army is stretched too thin. And that's going to be, because they're not just fighting a warfare, you know, with just guns now. It ain't just no invading and going into a city. They got drones, you know, they got a different kind of machinery. I just watched a video. NASA has a machine that can generate clouds. So just think about what other kind of weapons of war that they have. So there's going to be a lot of people being killed. They're going to have to implement drafts.
You're gonna have to implement a draft, and that's it ain't your choice. Draft means you got no choice, right? You know, and you gotta have a lot of people.